All right, here we go. We're going to make some waffles. These are really nice fluffy waffles. These aren't Belgian waffles. They're made with whipped egg yolks. All right, in that bowl I have 3 egg yolks, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Here comes 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. We're also going to add some baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar, a half teaspoon of salt, a half cup of oil, and 1½ cups of milk. All right, now look, what you do is you separate the egg yolks from the egg whites. You want to whip the egg whites to stiff peaks. And let me give you a little tip on egg whites. Number 1, if they're at room temperature, they'll whip a lot better. And number 2, and the most important thing is, you cannot have any grease or oil in the bowl or on the whip. You have to make sure that the bowl is free of grease or oil. No grease, no oil in the egg whites. They just won't whip. The oil surrounds the molecules of the egg whites, and that's it. It won't let you incorporate the air into the egg whites. So make sure there's no grease in the bowl or on the utensils. All right, now in the bowl here I've got the flour, the baking powder, the salt, the sugar. I'm going to add in the milk, 1.5 cups, and oil, a 1/2 cup of oil into the mix over here. All right, now what you want to do is you want to mix this up until it's incorporated. Don't over mix it. You know, you don't really have to get all the lumps out. Just mix it until it's incorporated. In the meantime, warm up your whatchamacallit, waffle iron. Warm that thing up. Get it ready to go. All right, there you go. I'm also frying some bacon on the stove. What I do is this. I make the whole batch of waffles, and then I freeze them. I freeze like 3 waffles in a bag with a couple, 3-4 strips of bacon. And, man, I mean, it's great. You know, it's a perfect breakfast. You know, people buy frozen waffles anyway. What the heck? It's better just to make them yourself. The waffles that you buy in the store, if you ask me, they're really heavy. They're real heavy. These things here are so light, you'd really be surprised. And what you can do is you can have the kids mix in the egg whites. Let them think that they're doing something for you. You know what I mean? Let them whip the egg whites while you're over here mixing all the other stuff. And everybody's happy, you know. Okay, here we go. We're going to... There we go. The egg whites are starting to whip. We're going to mix the other ingredients until they're incorporated. There you go. You don't have to go crazy and over mix this. Just mix it enough to where it's, you know, all mixed in. It's okay to leave a couple of lumps. It's a little bit too loose, so I added a little bit more flour. You know, you have to know when to add flour or when not to add flour. You know what I mean? If the stuff is too thin, you know, add a little bit of flour to it. All right, the egg whites are whipping real nice. Here they go. They're ready. Okay, there's a big blob of egg whites in there. All right, now you want to fold those in. You don't want to whip that too much. You want to leave the air in the mix. In fact, once you get the egg whites in here, you can actually see the air that's in the batter. You know, the batter, you can see the little bubbles of egg whites. You know, I mean, it's really a fluffy mix. It's really a nice waffles. I love them. I tried them for the first time a couple weeks ago, and man, they were just great. They're perfect. I love them. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix up the rest of the batch. I'm going to make, I think it makes like a dozen waffles, you know, of that size. It makes like 12 of them. So, you know, I have enough for four breakfasts. You know, like I say, I freeze them with a couple of hits of bacon, and man, they're good to go. All right, that's it. Listen, I got to tell you one thing. As far as waffles go, as far as fluffy waffles go, it doesn't get any better than that right there. That's what I'm talking about. All right. I'm going to eat.